Hey everyone, thought I'd do this little bit of a review. You see it down there of the Wii U Pro Controller. Of course, right there it says Wii U. As you can see, it is Nintendo. I don't know if you can see that down there. So yeah. And of course, it's kind of like in the style almost. I can get a good example here. It's almost in the same style, very similar to the Xbox controller. I think everybody is taking that design to heart for it. The only difference is you got two joysticks, and on here you only have one. So that's the biggest difference. Just to let people know, though, I have not given up on the Xbox 360. It's right where I showed you in the previous video when I talked about my PS4. Anywho, how good is this controller? Well, first of all, it's modeled very similar to, up front, button-wise, like main button-wise, it's modeled very similar to the Wiimote and the gamepad. You have your start button right here. You have your select button, and of course you have your home button, which takes you back to the main menu. Well, it allows you to stop the game, close it, whatever. And of course you got your power button, which allows you to turn on the Wii U once it's synced up. Now, I'm not sure whether or not this also works for the Wii. If it does, that's great. You have an additional control for that, but it sounds like it's mostly for the Wii U. Because like I said, it's got the sign up there. Now, like I said, it takes a lot of examples from something like the Xbox 360 because you got buttons almost very, very similar in those areas. You got, let's see, compare. Well, similar, but the button's a little bit more different. I'll give you an example here. A is on the Xbox controller. The A is right here and B is right here, and Y is right here and X is right here. So that is the big difference because as you can see, B's here, A's here, X is there, and Y is there. That's pretty cool. So that's the only difference. They just switched it around. Of course, you got the D-pad, which it's pretty nice, kind of very resembling of the Nintendo D-pad when it first came out. So that's really cool to see that. It's not as, it's not, like the Xbox One, which is more rounder, more flat, more rounder in a sense. And it's definitely not like a PlayStation 1 or PS4 one, where it's like one triangle here, one here, one here, one here. So that's the big difference there. But it's basically very, very Nintendo-like. It's basically, like say, modeled after the D-pads of all Nintendos previously, including I think the D-pad that you have, I believe, on the Wii gamepad. But I think you got a D-pad on there. I'm not really sure. Gotta look again. You do have your joysticks. This is similar to this is basically similar to what you got on the GameCube, but it's also very similar to, I think, what you get on the PS4s, the PS3, and previous PlayStation systems as well. So you get that. And of course you got your 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 R button, your L button, your ZR button, and your Z L button. Now the only thing I will say about this is they don't kind of go all the way in like you would like let's say like this. It doesn't go like that, or like with the PlayStation ones, which of course are just like this, but they go all the way in. You feel this? This goes all the way in. This doesn't, but I can kind of understand why they did it that way. They did it this way because what it allows you to do, let's say you're playing possibly a Call of Duty game that might go on there. And believe me, there are some Call of Duty games. Perfect triggering right there. So it's kind of like rapid firing, if you will. Rapid fire. So overall, the design, I will say this about the design, it's very smooth. Very, like I say, very Xbox-wise. But it's got a good grip. Plastic, it's not a cheap plastic or anything that I know of. It's very smooth, very grippable, and it's definitely very useful when you're playing games. I mean, I bought this mainly because right now I don't know where the adapter is, at Eddie's store. I don't know if the GameStop right next to my job has an adapter. I don't know if my job's gonna ever get the adapter. I don't know if Amazon's gonna have anybody that's legitimately gonna sell the adapter for its correct price. I don't know. All I know is for what I got on this, it's worth it. Like I said, I do like the controllers. I like them. I do like how it feels, how it operates. Like I said, the only thing that people might be judgmental about is the ZR and the ZL. And again, that's because they don't go all the way in. But to me, you can look at that as a negative and a positive. The negative being that, like I said, it doesn't go all the way in. May not give you that feel that you want. But then again, let's say you're playing a Call of Duty game and you're doing an online match and you're facing an opponent and you kind of like you see him in your sight and you want to get him real quickly. Boom, right there, you pretty much got him. So definitely though, overall, besides that, it's definitely a good controller to have for your Wii U and possibly your Wii if it works with that. Now, as you can see back here, you have your red sync button, so that when you get it, you can sync it up to your Wii U or your friends or other families' Wii U's, maybe even your Wii. You can sync it up to that and play the games like that. And like I said, that will make it a secondary controller to turn the Wii U on or the Wii on, depending on which system you use it for. Now, another thing it does come with is this long ass cord, this long ass USB cord. And what this does, it's kind of very similar to what the PS4 does. And what it does basically is it allows you to connect into there. And like I say, depending on what system you're using, it will allow you to plug it into that system and charge the controller, so that once it's charged up, you don't have to worry about always having this connected, even though the cord itself is long. I mean, take a look at this sucker. I mean, I could have like the Wii U right there, and I could sit down like this. You can't see me, but here I am right here. I could sit right here, and I could sit right where I'm standing, and the Wii U could be right there, and I'd still be able to play it. That's pretty impressive. So Nintendo knew obviously what they were doing. But I do recommend it. But if you don't want to deal with this controller, one thing I do recommend that if it's low, charge it or get a charge station. I know they sell those. They do sell the charge stations that you could just plug this in and it charges. They sell them for the Xbox controllers and the PlayStation controllers, and they have to sell them for this one. So I do recommend getting possibly a standby charger to hook this in, and you won't have to deal with that USB cord. If not, I do recommend plugging it in and going from there. Just play while it charges, whatever. And if you have maybe a universal charger, you know, that you could, like, let's say when you plug your camera into or something, if that's universal, use that. That might help as well. I'm not saying it will, and I'm not saying it won't. But in closing, I will say, I know I sound like I'm repeating myself, but in closing, I will say this is definitely a vast improvement of it. Not a vast improvement, but it's basically, you know, it's definitely a vast addition, a very good addition for the Wii U. I know they came out with this last year, or a little over a year ago, but it's really a great addition. Um, I think they did come out with it as well at the same time the Wii U came out, but I think they distributed it more throughout all of last year, because a lot of the games they came up with at the time did utilize this, but they also mostly utilized the gamepad and the Wii remote and the like I said, the Wii remote and the nunchuck. So, but it's definitely worth getting as far as I'm concerned, especially now that you have Smash Brothers out, and if you're getting tired of, you know, using the nunchuck and the Wii remote for Mario Kart 8, definitely a good addition as well. So I highly recommend, if you have a Wii U but you have not gotten this yet, get this. Get it. You'll be happy. You'll be happy you did. So that's all I'm going to say, folks. Let me know what you think down below, and I'll talk to y'all later.